Put out your hand. Did that hurt? No. And this is another thing that is so mistaken about witchcraft, that this is really a symbol of the severity of the high priestess. There are times when you are going to suffer to learn, and when I tell you off, you jump. Well, cousin, I want the furniture moved back, I want the temple tidied up, and I want this lot cleaned, and I am going to get robed. Here we go. Fire, please, as well. It is a very difficult role to be a high priestess. You have to be everything from mother to teacher to philosopher to sometimes almost a butcher. Do you think Francis will make it as a witch?
Yes, he will. He's very intelligent and he's sensitive to it.
Janet has been a witch since she was 16 and has a strong commitment to modern paganism. She's married to the coven's high priest Stuart, a science fiction writer.
Witchcraft is very much a spiritual path for people who are interested in the true sense of the word spirit. In many ways you can understand the Christian statement when Christ said to his divine Father, basically, why me? You don't ask for it, it happens to you. And you are constantly asking that question of your divine mother and father. Why am I doing this? Why do I have to do it? And why can't I just be an ordinary person in the street? Why can I never find the holes to put these things through?
What do you mean?
I tell you what, you get behind me and take my hair out.
Yeah.
I was just saying how cold it's going to be.
Oh, I know, it's going to be freezing.
Francis! I think we ought to start greasing him up in a second.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Are you sure this couldn't wait till summer?
I'm positive. The purpose of becoming a witch is to make yourself a whole human being. It's only one path amongst many. But for the person who feels drawn towards witchcraft, it is a very strict, rigorous discipline which integrates you as a total human being. I told you it was necessary to suffer to learn. You're about to suffer. And whether you learn anything is a different question.
I thought the object of the greasing was to reduce the suffering.
Don't bet on it. My hands are freezing.
If there's one thing the craft emphasizes, it teaches men and women to be themselves, to shed the comforting image behind which they shelter.
Is that cold?
The ordeal is part of the process of coming to terms with yourself and finding out who yourself is. This is one of the reasons for ritual nudity, incidentally. It is very difficult to maintain an image when you are naked. There's nothing so image-forming as clothes, so it's a great symbolic step in the direction of finding out who you are.
I want you as yourself, nothing else. Exactly the way nature made you.
It is the day of the winter solstice, and Francis is led away to be initiated. Like a traditional Celtic warrior, he will have to pass through the ordeal of the 4 elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Only if he succeeds in his quest will he be accepted as a witch.
All right, Mark, take the wellies off.
All right, you can be binding his ankles while I take his clothes off and tie his
Yeah.
Tie his wrists.
Tie his wrists.
Then we lay him down and disappear.
When becoming a witch, the candidate's earthly name is replaced by a magical one. For Francis, it will be Usna, and his first ordeal is of earth.
Usna! Usna! The earth is your mother. From her you came. To her you will return. Know this, and you will pass the ordeal of earth. Your feet are free to walk upon the earth. Usna! Usna! Usna!
left us his card.
No, blindfold sold us that.
Oh, blindfold it.
This is not funny.
Oh, snow! You must brave the ordeal of water. Water is the element of your heart, of love and compassion. Your lips are unbound, so you may speak what is in your heart. You must brave the ordeal of air. Air is the element of the mind, of the wild things that haunt your dreams. Your hands are free to grasp them. Finally, Usna, you must brave the ordeal of fire. Fire is the element of your will, of your courage. Your eyes are open, so you may see what you fear.
Welcome to the Brotherhood of the Wise. And now, pay your homage to the representative of the great goddess.
Céad míle fáilte a Husna. Accept the tokens of the Brotherhood.
As the Athame is to the male, so the cup is to the female, and conjoined they bring blessedness.
Merry meet.
Merry meet.
To the old ones. So mote it be. So mote it be.
Do you believe in witchcraft and magic and all those sorts of things?
No, I can't really say I do. I really don't think that witches and witchcraft exists anymore these days.
What about things like witchcraft? Do you think that's an evil thing that people should stay clear of?
No, I don't, not at all. I believe in witchcraft and Antichrist and all that.
I think witchcraft, to begin with, is not Christian. It's foolish.
Most people I know believe in the Antichrist and worship the devil.
Really?
So,
I believe that anybody that deals with horoscopes are dealing with the dark side of Satan. And Satan is very powerful, and we shouldn't really get involved in that at all. They should consult the Bible if they want to know things about it.
What do you think about the occult in the modern world?
Oh, wonderful.
Why do you think that?
Oh, well, I don't know why I do, but I do.
Nobody goes around saying, I'm a witch, I'm not a witch. I think you do know witches without knowing that they're witches.
Are they nice people?
They're just ordinary people.
The first witch to make headlines in Australia was Rosaleen Norton. She lived in Sydney's red light district of King's Cross, and during the 1950s she spoke out strongly about witchcraft and magic. She publicly experimented with trance techniques and led an exotic and bohemian life as an artist. Her paintings were inspired by occult visions of ancient gods.
Have you heard of
But Rosaleen's art was too bizarre for the times. It tapped a deep pagan pulse, and the public at large was outraged. Rosaleen Norton died in 1979, her passing largely unmourned and unnoticed. For in the years between, the practice of witchcraft had widened. For those who seek it, it is now a suburban pursuit. is a professional fire eater. With her husband Gwydion, she heads a witchcraft group in Western Australia, where witchcraft's image of evil still lingers. They keep their belief in the occult strictly private, to themselves. Members are often recruited through a post office box number.
Over a period of 3 weeks, I saw an ad for Coven members in the Sunday Times, so I answered one of them. And the result of that was, within a couple of weeks, I joined what at that stage was the only Coven that was fairly public. Within a 2-week period of that, I was recommended that I took over as High Priest. So I did. Within this hand fasting, when people join the Coven, they are joining a family. There are responsibilities within a family, but there are an awful lot of happiness, there's a lot of joy.
I would ask all here, is there any reason why this hand fasting ritual should not proceed?
Well, hand fasting is a very beautiful occasion. It is in fact a witch's wedding. It doesn't hold, in most cases, any legal status, although if the High Priest or High Priestess was a civil celebrant in this country, it could in fact become legal. Earth and water, we purify thy union. It's unusual for non-witches, I suppose, understanding hand fasting, because it can last for a minimum period of a year and a day. It could last for any number of years. I've known one where one was made for 5 years.
It's a special feeling, very sacred. Helios and I decided, in view of our youth, that for us a year and a day would be appropriate. Well, at the current time I'm a see-through barmaid. That involves wearing see-through costumes and working around at different hotels as a barmaid, and I sometimes work private shows and buck shows as well.